What if I told you that one decision made decades ago changed the lives of billions of people? A decision that transformed a young college student into one of the richest and most influential people in history. Every time you open a computer, type a document, or start your laptop, you're experiencing part of the legacy he helped create. But here's what's surprising. Bill Gates wasn't born a billionaire. He wasn't born a genius with all the answers. He was simply a curious kid who saw a future that almost nobody else could imagine. This is the incredible story of Bill Gates. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. His father was a successful lawyer, and his mother served on the boards of several organizations. His parents hoped he would grow up to become a lawyer like his father, but Bill had different interests. From an early age, he loved reading books, solving puzzles, and asking endless questions. He could spend hours learning about a single topic just because it fascinated him. While most children were outside playing games, Bill was inside feeding his curiosity. His teachers quickly realized he learned much faster than other students. But there was one problem. Traditional classrooms couldn't keep up with him. Then, at the age of 13, everything changed. His school installed a computer terminal. Today, computers are everywhere. Back then, they were incredibly rare. Most people had never even seen one. The moment Bill touched that keyboard, something clicked. He became completely fascinated by programming. He wanted to understand how computers worked, how they solved problems, and how they could change the future. Soon he was spending every free minute writing code. Sometimes he stayed up late, experimenting with new programs. Sometimes he made mistakes, but every mistake taught him something new. Instead of giving up, he became even more determined. Around the same time, Bill met another student who shared the same obsession with computers. His name was Paul Allen. Paul was older, but they connected instantly. They spent countless hours discussing technology, writing software, and imagining a future where every home would have its own computer. At the time, that idea sounded almost impossible. Computers were massive machines that filled entire rooms. Only governments, universities, and large corporations could afford them. Most experts believed ordinary people would never need a personal computer. But Bill and Paul believed the exact opposite. They saw an opportunity that the rest of the world couldn't see, and that vision would soon change history forever. But before they could build one of the greatest technology companies in the world, Bill Gates had to make a decision that shocked his family, surprised his professors, and changed the course of his life forever. Bill's obsession with computers kept growing. Every new program taught him something. Every challenge made him better. He wasn't just learning to code. He was learning how technology could solve real problems. By the time he finished high school, Bill was already writing professional software. Then came another major milestone. He was accepted into Harvard University. For most students, getting into Harvard is the dream. For Bill Gates, it was only a stop along the way. He attended classes. But his real passion wasn't inside the classroom. It was inside the computer lab. He spent more time programming than studying, day after day. He explored new ideas that most people couldn't even imagine. Meanwhile, his friend Paul Allen was closely watching a major change in the technology industry. In 1975, a small company introduced a machine called the Altair 8800. It wasn't powerful by today's standards, but it was something revolutionary. It was one of the first personal computers. The moment Paul saw it, he rushed to Bill with exciting news. Both of them believed this machine could change everything. But there was one problem. The Altair had no software that ordinary people could use. Bill saw an opportunity. Instead of waiting for someone else, he decided to build it himself. There was just one catch. He and Paul hadn't actually created the software yet. Even so, they contacted the company and confidently claimed they had a working programming language ready. It was a huge risk. If they failed, their dream would end before it even began. For weeks, they worked almost without sleep, writing code, fixing bugs, testing every detail. Failure wasn't an option. Finally, the day of the demonstration arrived. Their software worked. The company was impressed. It became their first major breakthrough. That single opportunity changed their lives forever. Soon after, Bill Gates faced the biggest decision of his life: stay at Harvard or leave everything behind to build a software company. Most people told him to finish college. A Harvard degree promised a secure future, but Bill wasn't chasing security. He was chasing a vision. He believed the personal computer revolution had already begun, and he refused to watch it from the sidelines. So, at just 20 years old, Bill Gates left Harvard. It was one of the riskiest decisions of his life. Together with Paul Allen, he started a small company with one simple goal: to create software for every personal computer. They called it Microsoft. At that moment, no one could have imagined that this tiny startup would one day become one of the most valuable companies on Earth. But their biggest opportunity was still waiting around the corner. Starting Microsoft was exciting, but success didn't happen overnight. Bill Gates and Paul Allen worked day and night. They had a small office, limited resources, and almost no money to waste. Every customer mattered. Every line of code mattered. Every decision could determine whether the company survived or failed. Then, everything changed. In 1980, IBM, the world's biggest computer company, was preparing to launch its first personal computer. But there was one problem. IBM needed an operating system. Without it, their computer couldn't work. Instead of building one themselves, they contacted a small company called Microsoft. For Bill Gates, this was the opportunity of a lifetime. There was only one problem. Microsoft didn't actually have an operating system. Most people would have walked away. Bill didn't. He believed opportunities don't wait for perfect timing. They reward bold decisions. So he searched for a solution. He found a small operating system created by another programmer. Microsoft bought the rights, improved it, and renamed it MS-DOS. When IBM launched its personal computer, MS-DOS became the operating system that powered it. But Bill made one brilliant decision, a decision that would make business history. Instead of selling MS-DOS forever, he licensed it. That meant Microsoft kept ownership. Every new computer manufacturer that wanted the software had to pay Microsoft. Again. And again. And again. It was one of the smartest business moves ever made. As personal computers spread across the world, Microsoft grew with them. Money started flowing in. Employees joined the company. Investors took notice. The tiny startup was becoming a technology giant. Then Bill asked an even bigger question. What if computers were easier for everyone to use? At that time, most computers displayed nothing but black screens filled with commands. It was confusing for ordinary people. Bill wanted to change that. Microsoft began developing a new system with icons, windows, and a mouse. Many people doubted the idea. Some critics believed it would never replace command-line computers. But Bill ignored the criticism. He focused on the future, not the opinions of others. He believed one simple idea: technology should be powerful, but also simple enough for everyone. That belief was about to change the computer industry forever, and soon, Microsoft would become the most powerful software company in the world. Windows wasn't an instant success. The first version received mixed reviews. Critics said it was slow. Some believed Microsoft had failed. But Bill Gates didn't quit. He listened, he improved the product, and he kept moving forward. Then, in 1990, Microsoft released Windows 3.0. This time, everything changed. Millions of people started using Windows. Businesses adopted it, schools adopted it, homes adopted it. Microsoft quickly became the leader of the software industry. With every new computer sold, Microsoft grew stronger. Bill Gates was no longer just an entrepreneur. He was becoming the face of the computer revolution. Then came Windows 95. People lined up outside stores before sunrise. Some even waited overnight just to buy it. It wasn't just a software launch, it was a global event. Within weeks, millions of copies were sold. Microsoft dominated the market. Bill Gates became the richest person in the world. But with great success came even greater challenges. Governments began asking difficult questions. Was Microsoft becoming too powerful? The company faced major antitrust investigations. It was accused of limiting competition. For years, Microsoft fought legal battles that attracted worldwide attention. Many believed the company's best days were over, but Bill remained focused. He understood that every successful company faces obstacles. The real test isn't avoiding problems. It's how you respond to them. As the years passed, Bill started thinking beyond business. He had achieved more wealth than anyone could imagine. Now, he wanted to make a different kind of impact. In 2000, he and Melinda Gates created one of the world's largest charitable foundations. They invested billions of dollars into global health, education, disease prevention, and scientific research. Their goal wasn't just to donate money, it was to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges. Years later, Bill stepped away from Microsoft's daily operations. Not because his passion disappeared, but because his mission had grown even bigger. Today, whether you admire him for Microsoft or respect him for his philanthropy, one thing is undeniable: Bill Gates changed the world. His story proves that success doesn't begin with money. It begins with curiosity, with learning, with taking risks when everyone else says it's impossible. A teenager who simply loved computers, helped launch the personal computer revolution, built one of the most influential companies in history, and inspired generations of entrepreneurs to dream bigger. Because sometimes, the people who change the world are the ones who believe in a future that nobody else can see. And that's the incredible story of Bill Gates.